This is Math Expressions Unit 3, Lesson 4. And of course, let's start off by putting your first name, your class number, and then over here, the date that you're working on this page. So if you need to, pause the video and get that down, and then you can start it back up. All right, so we're going to continue working with place value in this lesson, but this time we're going to have some scrambled place value names. And let's go over and look at this vocabulary box. Remember, we have hundreds, tens, and ones. And I'm going to make a little hundreds, tens, and ones box up here. Just to remind me, that's the order that we go in. We separate the hundreds, the tens, and the ones like that, right? That's the order they go in. So the directions tell us to unscramble the place values and then write the number. So we're going to unscramble and then we're going to write the number. Those are the two action things that we're going to do, the two verbs. So let's look at number 1, for example. And they've highlighted the place values for us in this one. So they really want to draw your eye to these, right? Because they've highlighted it. They really want you to see these. So pay attention to those. So remembering that we actually need to put them in this order, hundreds comes before tens and then ones last. Let's look at this. So 8 ones, well, that's not going to go first. Hundreds, there it is. So 6 hundreds. And then the 4 tens would go next. And then the 8 ones would go last, right? Because we need them in that order, that hundreds, tens, ones order. And so that's what you're supposed to do for 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So really, as you're looking at them, really pay attention. And if you need to, underline those just to bring your attention to those numbers. And then write the numbers on the line. So go ahead and pause the video and work on those. And then when you're done all the way through 6, start the video back up and we'll go on to the next section. All right. Good job. So now we're on this section down here. And we're still going to unscramble the place values and write the number again, but this time it also tells us then make a place value drawing for the number. So we're going to do the same thing we did up above. So we're going to pay attention to the hundreds, right? We're going to pay attention to those labels. We're going to write the number. So I'm just going to go ahead and do number 7 here for you. So 6 hundreds, that goes first, but then we need the 3 tens and then we need the 9 ones. So now I'm going to do my place value drawing. So I have 600. So remember, those are the squares. Those are the big squares. So there's 3, 4, 5, 6. Then I have 3 tens. Remember, those are the 10 sticks, right? So 1, 2, 3. Those are 3 tens. 10, 20, 30. And then the ones are just dots like that. And remember on those to group them, like if you have a group of 5, like I did right there. To continue on down the bottom. So there's my place value drawing for 6 hundreds, 3 tens, and 9 ones. And I'd like you to do the drawing and then also write these numbers underneath there so that you can see. All right, and that's what you're supposed to do for the rest of those for 8, 9, and 10. So go ahead and pause the video, and then when you're ready to go, you can start it back up. All right, so we'll go ahead and go on to the next page. And even though there's no name line up there, please write your first name, your class number, and the date that you're working on this page. Something may have come up. You may have, something happened and you needed to come back to this on another day. So please always put your name, number, and the date line at the top of pretty much every piece of paper that you're doing for me. And then when you're ready to go, we'll go on. All right, so on this one, we're going to continue with those, but these are word problems now. We're going to continue working with place value, but we're going to be doing word problems again. And the directions say to solve each problem. So we're going to solve the problems, and then we're going to label our answers. And I'm going to ask you, even though it doesn't say so, we're going to show work over here. I think that's really important that we use this space as much as we can to show our work. So I'm going to do a couple with you, and then I'm going to let you go on your own. Here we go. First off, let's look at number 11. So it says, the bookstore received 35 boxes of books, and each box held 10 books. So how many individual books did the store receive? So we're talking about groups of 10, right? We're talking about 35 boxes, and each box had 10. So that's 35 groups of 10. So in our place value models, we would use 10 sticks, right? So there's one box, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to continue 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there we go. There's our 35 groups of 10. And hopefully you remember that from the previous lesson that if we have 10 tens, that really equals 100, right? So 10 groups of 10, each of these equal 100. And then this over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 tens is really 50, right? 5 tens, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So now, how many did they get? We can use this drawing to easily see they received 350 books. Right? Pretty straightforward. So pause the video. Go ahead and copy everything that I just did. Pause the video. And then when you're ready to go, start it back up. Okay, so now we're working on really 12 and 13, but here's the word problem that goes with it. It says Maya's family picked 376 apples and put them in baskets, and each basket held 10 apples. Okay, so for this one, I'm going to quickly switch over to a work mat that I made. So here's our work mat, and I put the problem up there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just do a place value model for 376. So how many hundreds do I have? 1, 2, 3. How many tens do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How many ones do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 ones. Now it's telling us though that we need to put those into baskets of 10. Right? So it's kind of the opposite of what we did in the problem up above, where we had hundreds, or we had tens that we made into hundreds. This time we need to take hundreds and turn them back into tens. Right? So the thing to remember, how many tens are in that 100? 10. How many tens are in that 100? 10. So each 100 has 10. So this really, all of this equals 30, right? 30, and then we can count these, 31, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have 37 groups of 10. But then we have this over here, that's 6, just single ones that we can't put in there. Those are not groups of 10, right? So how many baskets how many groups of 10 were they able to make? They were able to make 30 plus 7. So I'm going to switch back now over, so we would say 37, right? They filled 37 baskets. And how many apples were left over? 6 apples. Okay, but now we need to flip back over to the other page and show that on that page. So here we go. I'm going to use this space, and I'm going to do the same thing. So 300s, 1, 2, 3. 7 tens, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ones there. And remember, this becomes 30, this becomes 7, and then we can't count these. These are the 6 that are left over. So there we go. How many baskets did they fill? They filled 37 baskets. And how many apples were left over? Remember, we said 6 apples were left over. All right, so pause the video, copy all of that down on your page that I just did, and then when you're ready, we'll go on. Okay, so now for the next word problems, this one and the one below that, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to read the problem out loud to you. But I'm not going to do any of the work. I want you to show me your work over in this space or over in this space. I want you to show me the work, and then of course, do your answers over here, okay? So here's this problem right here. It says 80, I think that's how you pronounce that name, 80, had 672 digital photos. She put them in folders of 100 each. So each folder held 100 folders. Or sorry, 100 photos. So show me your work over here. Show me your model. Show me your model, your place value drawings over there. And then go ahead and answer how many folders was she actually able to fill and how many of those photos were left over. And then, so pause the video, do that work, and then you're ready to go. Start the video back up. All right, so now we're down here. Joe had 543 pennies in his coin bank, and he grouped the pennies into piles of 100. So again, a pile is just a group, right? It could be a basket like we've talked about. It could be boxes like we've talked about. It could be folders. Those are all just groups, a way to think about groups of an amount. So Joe had 543 pennies, and he's going to put them in his piles of 100. So again, show me your, and actually, on this one, I'm going to erase that. This one, because right down here, it says to make a place value drawing of that. So use this space over here, maybe, to make that drawing of 543. Show me that work there, and then go ahead and answer those questions. How many piles was he able to make, and how many extras pennies did he have left over? And so that, once you're done with that, that will be the end of lesson 4. Good job.